In this video, I'll show you how I built this fan stand with a filter rack. Okay, basically here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take those two fans, I'm going to stack them on top of each other. I'm going to build a stand that they fit on. I'm going to slap one of these cheap filters behind each fan to help with dust control. Here's kind of a crude drawing of it. That's the two fans stacked on top of each other. That's a side view. It's going to have wheels on it so I can roll it around. So the first thing I want to do is cut these three boards right here, and I measured the fan, and it is 20 and a half inches square. It's just a standard 20-inch box fan. I'm gonna cut those three pieces and this piece out of a 2x6. The rest of it will be 2x4s, and I think I got a 1x4 I'm gonna use to help hold the filters in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut these three pieces. I'm gonna lay them out on the floor with the fans in there, and that should give me my measurement on this piece. Okay, I got those three boards cut out at 20 and a half inches long, and I measured the sides, and these fans aren't square, so one side's a 1/4 inch longer than the other. So what I'm gonna do is just cut my boards to the length of the longer one. That way I don't have to fight getting the fans in there when I put the frame together. So what the measurement I got was 45 3/4. Cut two boards at that length. One will be a 2x6 for this side, the other side will be a 2x4. I went ahead and wrote the measurements on my board here, and I'll keep track of what I cut. I'll make a list up here of what you'll need to make this. I got my frame cut. There's gonna be a few things I have to do before I put it together. One is on the bottom of these fans, these little plastic feet. I'm just gonna take and grind them off. That way they're not keeping my board off of the metal part of the fan. And on this side, I'm gonna have to take these handles off. And my plan is to mark where these knobs are and just drill a hole big enough in the side of this 2x6 that I can stick my fingers in there and turn it on and off. That way I can still use the speeds on the fan rather than it just be stuck on whatever speed it's on when I put this together. Okay, my plan is just take my grinder with a cutting wheel on it and just grind those little feet off there just so it's flush with that. After I ground those little feet off, I took the back of it off, and I was able to get my screwdriver down in here and pry this plastic so I can get the handle off. So all I'm left with on top of it now is a knob. All right, now that I've got all that done, I'm gonna take and just on my 2x4 side, I'm gonna screw it to these 2x6s. Once I get it all together, we should be able to measure where the knobs are on this board right here. Then we could drill that out, and we can go ahead and screw that there and mount the fans to the board. I'm just going to use these little self-tapper panhead screws to screw the fans to the board. Probably just put one on each side. I don't think they're going anywhere. All right, here's what I did. I got all that screwed together. Then I took my board and I marked an X on both of these boards so I know which side goes where. Then I measured from there to the center of that, and I marked it. Then I measured from the top to the center of the knob, marked it. Then I measured off the concrete to the center of the knob on both of them and marked it. I'm just going to drill these holes with an 1 5/8" Forstner bit because that's what I've got. I was trying to find something as close as I could to 1 1/2 inches because I measured the outside of that knob and it was like 1 1/4 inches, so I just want to go bigger. As you can see, they work out, but man, this is a sharp edge right here. You go to stick your fingers in there. So what I think I'm gonna do is take a 1/2 inch round over bit on my palm router and just round that off and see if I like that. All right, I ended up going with a 5/8 chamfering bit, which gives you plenty of room to get your hands in there. It tapers it down quite a bit. Also, screwing these fans down, I just put 2 of those screws on that side and 2 on this side. So basically 4 screws for each fan. I think that's gonna work just fine. Once I screwed all this together, it kind of smashed the fans in there anyways. I don't know if they'd ever fell out without screws in them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the fan backs on it and we'll start measuring to put some 1x4s on the back of this. In order to hold these filters in, I'm going to use 1x4s. I'm basically going to put one across like that, and then across that way on the backs of all the boards. And that way we can slide the filters in and out this way from this side of the fan. Now I know I cut that board at 45 3/4, and these boards were all 20 1/2. So all I need to do is cut one 1x4 at 45 3/4 and 3 of them at 20 1/2. Okay, I screwed up. I said I was gonna cut those 20 1/2 inches long. I ended up cutting them 18 1/2 inches long because I wasn't taking into consideration of the 1x4 being screwed to this side right here. I'm gonna get those screwed on, and we'll start figuring out how we're gonna do the feet with the wheels on it. So I'm looking at this thing, and then I'm looking at the height of my welding table, and it's about the same height. And this welding table is about 20 inches wide. So I'm thinking if I build some feet on the bottom of that that's 20 inches long, it shouldn't fall over. I mean, that thing weighs a ton, and it's never fell over on me. So I'm looking at this, and I don't really like it. I don't like that I've got a gap there. This has got to sit on top of this anyways for that filter to come out. So what I think I'm gonna do is just measure from there to there and see if that 2x6 over there is long enough to fit across there. If it is, I'm gonna cut that 2x6, put it across there, probably brace it underneath with a 2x4, basically make the rolling part of the legs separate from this piece, and then I'll just screw this piece onto it. Set my little table up so I'd have something to work on, didn't have to be on the ground. So basically I'm thinking something like that. Then I cut this other 2x4. It's gonna slide under the middle of it right there. I'll put that together, and then I'll screw this to the bottom of that. So I'm gonna center this up and screw it together. Then I'll take some measurements from here to there, put another piece of wood there just to hold our wheels on. Okay, I think I way overbuilt the base, but I just did the 2x6 across the top, 2x4 across the bottom, like that. Now I'm just gonna mount some wheels right here. Then I'll take and put this on the bottom of that stand and just put screws through here to hold it all together. There it is. I centered it up on there, put a couple screws on each side. Now I'm gonna flip it over and see what it looks like. Yeah, I don't think there's any way it'll ever fall over by itself anyways. That bottom's pretty heavy. It seems like it's pretty stout. I'm thinking I probably way overbuilt this thing, but a lot of that wood I used was off of pallets and stuff, so it's not like it cost me a fortune to do it. You can see where the knobs are there. Turn them on and off. On this side somewhere, I'm gonna mount this little power strip I got at Harbor Freight for like $3. I'm gonna mount it on there somewhere so I can plug the fans into it, and I'll just use this as my on-off switch. Plus, if I'm working on something and I need an extra outlet and I'm using this fan, I've got 2 extra outlets there I could plug stuff into. I just end up mounting that little power strip down there on the bottom with a couple screws. I'm not sure if I like it there or not, but it'll live there for now. I just folded those cables up and zip tied them. But we got the filter back here to kind of filter the air a little bit, and those are just some cheap filters I bought at Lowe's. I think I give $6 for the pair. We'll see how good they work. We'll see how good this works. I may be breaking the whole thing down and making a fire out of it. You never know. The handles right here, just turn those and it turns on. See, it's blowing. I'm sure my kids will love it. They can spend hours in front of it making funny voices. Let me take you over here to the board and I'll show you how much wood I use, just in case you want to build one. You'll know about how much wood you'll need to do it. And it'll be the same way all the way down. This is your quantity, this is the size of wood you're using, and this is your measurement. Try to concentrate on just building the project and not showing you cutting the wood and Tried not to put music in it this time. Trying to keep the video a little bit shorter. I don't know how long this video will end up being. But if you like the way I did this one, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. I can take it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment below if you like it, if you hate it, or if you just want to tell me who your favorite Yellowstone character is. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.